Hey there. We're still on summer hiatus and also planning our comeback, but we want to hear from you. If you've listened to an episode of the podcast, please take our quick survey. It'll only take 2 minutes, I promise. The link is in our podcast show notes and also on our social media platforms on IG and Facebook. Thanks for helping us out. You're listening to the Grown and Growing Podcast with Sonia and Roberta. Welcome back to the Grown and Growing Podcast. I'm Sonia.
And I'm Roberta.
Hey, Roberta, it's been a minute.
Hey.
How's summer going for you?
Summer's going well. It's going quite not as planned, but it's still good.
Right. I'm just thinking back to our last episode. We had all of these big plans for summer. I was going to relax and read, and you were going to go to Spain and
south of France. And
yeah, we had big plans, plans. So we wanted to check in with everybody. One, to say we still here, guys. We're still here.
Still here.
And we wanted to see how the summer was going.
Yeah.
Roberta, start with you. Tell me what you've done in this, month, 2 months since we've been
Couple
away.
of months. I know. Where has the summer gone? I had all these plans of traveling and doing all this stuff, and I have pretty much done none of it. I was excited because, like, with my job, my full-time job, we get, which is typically hybrid, we get July and August fully remote. So I'm like, I'm going to use this opportunity to just be all over the world and just work wherever. And I've been working mostly from my home and some from Pennsylvania. I did go visit my mom, which was great. I'd spent the whole week, this week actually, visiting her in Tidewater, Virginia. But yeah, I was expecting to be in Europe a lot more than what I actually have been, which is,
Which has been zero. You've been there zero.
I've been there zero.
Zero, more than zero.
Right. Which I think came down to a lack of planning, like a desire of planning. Like I wanted to be there, but then the idea of looking at flights and hotels and Airbnbs and all the things and the cost of everything. I feel like everything is like really expensive right now. I just got drained and I just stopped.
So you shared this picture on your Instagram stories, and I was like, okay, you're bragging a little. But last year you were in the vineyard. You were in Martha's Vineyard. That's where everybody is.
Actually, yes, it was literally 1 year ago this week, which is my first time going and being there, spending any time, which was great.
There's been a lot of conversation about the haves and the have-nots when it comes to Martha's Vineyard and what the vibe is like there, really. I've always wanted to go. Morgan has a week there. The Morgan State University, my alma mater, has a week there where they spend their time there with alumni. But I've never actually been. It looks really fun to me. But tell me, you've been there. What is the vibe like, really?
So, yeah, I've been there once, and it was for a full week, and it was during one of those kinds of, I call it Black Alumni weekends. I feel like all the month of August, maybe July and August in Martha's Vineyard is like Black folk homecoming. I think it's divided, and I haven't read into a whole bunch of all the think pieces about it, whatever. But I think it's divided between the people who are, I would say, native to Martha's Vineyard, meaning like if not live there, like from childhood would go there every summer as their vacation spot. And so they just have a certain perspective and sense of normalcy. And then when you have all these new people coming in that are not familiar with the area and try to kind of like take over, I don't know, it feels like a little gentrifying, if you will.
How is it taking over? What do they do? I don't know.
Because there's a lot of
brands are there.
A lot of people. And so like the one area, like Inkwell, like the beach, and you go there and it's just tons of people. Like you can't even like edge in. It was so hard for us to edge in and like just get a little spot because there's so many people. And like you just walk around Oak Bluffs, which is like kind of so there's two like major areas. There's Oak Bluffs and then there's Edgartown. And it's like the touristy kind of places. And there's just people everywhere.
So basically you're saying don't go in August, go in July. Because it's still going to be Black people there, right? Martha's Vineyard, this particular area is...
Yeah.
You didn't have as much fun because there's so many people there. I mean, you were one of the implants. You were one of the people.
Right. I was one of the gentrifiers. I'm not saying don't go or like go a certain time. That was just my sense of like the people who are um complaining about it or have any kind of pushback. I would see it as like the people who have been vacationing there for
Yeah.
decades or either,
I can see
already
how
have a
that's
home there. And you
jarring,
got all these
right?
new people coming in. Hmm?
I can see how that's jarring. You come in and, you're vacationing there since the 70s or whatever.
Right.
And now it's like all of these people, your spot, your secret spot has become the hot spot.
Exactly. And
Do
it's
you
like,
feel that tension while you're there though?
no, but I mean, you can tell kind of the people that, have been there for a while and because they just know, you know what I mean? Like they just move differently.
Mm-hmm.
Just like you can like I mean to continue on with the HBCU kind of example, you can tell when you come onto a campus like who's a freshman and who's a senior, like who's
Right.
been there for a while and just knows the lay of the land and just they move differently than someone who's just new there and exploring and excited and like it's just that
Mm-hmm.
kind of difference in energy.
Okay. I'll get there one day. It's
I
one
mean,
day. I've been saying it for years, but never been able to pull it off. It's also very expensive.
it's very expensive.
So,
But it's like one of those things to experience. I don't know that it necessarily would be like a annual vacation spot for me. It's just like I've experienced a lot of different places across the world, and like when I went to the Maldives, and it's like a bucket list place, and I'm like, this is great, but also there's plenty of beaches and other really really nice places closer and less expensive and
yeah.
that are just as nice. So I'm like,
Mhm.
sure, experience it and
Yeah,
maybe go
just
back.
to
Maybe you'll
go.
like it.
Okay. Well, your summer didn't include that this summer. I agree
Yeah.
with you. I felt like I had all of these plans to just chillax, relax, and I think I was going to read and just be offline. I've been
Yeah.
kind of offline less. I haven't been online as much. Haven't been able to read as quickly or as much as I thought I was going to. I feel like the summer just flew by. And all of a sudden, my kids go back to school next week. And I'm like, wait, what
Right.
happened? So what have I been spending the summer doing? Renovating my house, like, which is not a vacation. Like, that is stressful to me. And it's
Yeah.
not a big renovation. They're very small renovations, like we're redoing the bathroom. And it's the picking the paint,
Well, right.
picking the mirror, the vanity. I hate all of that. I want somebody to come pick out what I like and put it all together. Like the measuring, the fact that you have to measure the stuff to get the right size, that's often my downfall.
It's the cognitive load. I feel that was the same thing that happened with me when like with not traveling. It's the cognitive load and like having to do and make all these decisions that I'm like, I don't have it. I don't have that
Yeah.
energy.
I just want it to be done.
I just want it to be
So
done.
we did go on vacation though. Two family friends of ours. We take our families to the Outer Banks. We've been doing this for I think the last 10 years. I think the first time we went was in 2017, so almost 10 years. And we go every other year. And so this year was the year. And it's always a good time. It's in Outer Banks. We stay in Kerala. We rent a house. We go buy way too much food at Walmart, way too much food. And we spend time there. We cook our own dinners. We play a lot of games. We swim in the pool, go to the beach, go bike riding.
Yeah.
It's really a great vacation. So I did get to do that for a week, and that was amazing. But I feel like I should still have a month left of summer, and I don't. And I'm kind of disappointed in that.
Right. Well, first
So,
of all, everything you just described is pretty much the same thing as Martha's Vineyard, except probably warmer and a little bit more humid.
and whiter.
Yeah.
There's not a ton of black people there.
Let me be clear. Like the Martha's Vineyard experience in August, like July and August, is a lot blacker than it normally typically is in other months, but it's still a white area. Like
Oh, yeah.
it's still a white area. But anyway,
Yeah.
but
How they
yes,
feel
that's
about it. They're probably like, it's time to pack up, end of July. Let's go back to where we came from.
right.
But yeah, I really enjoy Outer Banks. It is like the ride to get there is always taxing. Like just going down 95 in this area is terrible no matter what.
Right.
So going to work, coming home, just in the summer, there's just so much traffic because everybody's either going south or everybody's coming north. So there's always traffic. So the ride sucks. And then you get to the Outer Banks and you have to go up that long strip. It was one way in, one way out kind of thing. But when you get there, you kind of just stay put and it's cool. So my kids, I'm like, this is amazing. I wish I could have like had a week at the beach when I was growing up, but
Yeah, same.
I'm glad I can do it for my kids. And we always have a good time. We stay up way too late playing games like Mafia and Trash. I learn new games every time I
I
go.
don't even know what those are, but okay.
Right. I didn't either until
Those like card games?
Mafia is a game. It's a game you put your head down. It's like Clue. You're trying to guess who the murderer is. Anyway, really fun with a lot of people. So I did that. I didn't read as much. I know I talked about reading a lot.
Yeah.
I finished one book there, Matriarch by Beyonce's mama, Tina Knowles. It was okay. It was a good book. I read it on I did it on audiobook.
Yeah.
It was fine. It was fine. I mean, I think there are some details that the woman is 70 years old or something. And so she's lived a lot of life. And so part of that is interesting. But then, the parts that are really interesting about her life that makes us as the public interested in her most is her time with Destiny's Child. And so sometimes you want to get into like, no, girl, what was really happening when B met J? How old was she really? Like all those things you want to get into that she just glosses over, right? But it's not her story to tell, so I get it.
True.
But it was fine. She reading the audiobook, I will say, was kind of funny. She reads it like a 7-year-old.
Who's the narrator?
She was.
Oh.
And she was tired of it, okay? Like, I felt like she was like, why did I agree to do this? She would be reading like, yeah, and so we went over here and we did this and then we did that.
That's too funny.
And then we went back. I'm like, ma'am, you can't take deep breaths in the middle of reading your own book. Like, it's just funny. It's just funny to hear her read it. But it's nice to have it in her own voice because, they country. And so you want to hear what Tina got to say in her own voice. But it's hilarious because it is like sometimes she gets tired of reading her own book. So, yeah. And now I am reading the actual book of The Best Man. So, which it's been interesting so far. I've heard a lot of good reviews about it. So far, it's okay. It hasn't captured me enough to like stay up all night and reading it because I want to get to the next part. I don't get that feel for it. And it also picks up like right where the series left off, sort of. And I had to kind of remember.
Like the best man, like what's his name? Tay Diggs and them.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know The Best Man. Did you watch the series?
There's a series?
It's like, oh God.
I watched the movie and then there was a sequel that I never watched or something.
Yeah, and then there was there was a movie, the original movie. Then there was a sequel to that where they were like, it was like Christmas time. One of the main characters died. Did you see that?
Yes.
Okay, and then there was a series, like 8-part. I think it was on Peacock. Maybe they're like 10 episodes, 10 episodes. The book picks up after those 8 to 10 episodes.
Oh.
So you would need to go back.
I'd be lost.
Watch it.
Okay.
So that's what I'm reading right now. What about you? Are you reading anything?
I'm listening. Does that count?
Yes, it does.
Okay. Because I have Audible, which, side note, if anyone can tell me how to, like, I don't want to cancel my subscription, but I'm like 6-7 credits in and I just need to like pause, and they don't let you pause, but I don't want to cancel because I don't want to
pause.
No, because they said you can only pause once every like year and a half or something like that.
Oh, dang.
Like you can pause and it's only up to 90 days. Some kind of crazy rules. And I got in touch with the customer service and they were like, yeah, you're not eligible for a pause.
You called customer service?
Well, I mean, the little chat thing. Because I'm like, why can't I pause? Like I was trying to, anyway, my goal is to pick 6 books so I can use these credits and then cancel it. So I can just, like, cause I have like, at this point, I still have like 10 unlistened to books in my queue. And I'm like, it's too much. Anyway.
What is your plan when you quit Audible? Like, how are you going to get books?
So once I go through, so if I add those 6 and I already have like 10 that I need to listen to. So once I get through those like 16-ish books, then I'll probably start my membership up again.
Okay. That's what I did. I was like, I'm quitting Audible. I'm getting a library card. I'm going to get all my books. No. Yeah. It was very, I get it. I love the library. I would love it,
Right.
but I don't want to wait 38 weeks for a book.
38 weeks.
Yes.
That's how
For
long the wait
popular
list for?
books,
Yeah, no. And I also
yes.
have like actual hard copy books that I want to read too. Like I'm the kind of person I'll start multiple books and then put them down and pick up a book depending on my mood because they're very different books. But then doing that, having 5 going at one time, it takes me
5?
like, right now I have four going at the same time.
Dang.
That's going to take me at least 6 months to finish all of them.
6
Anyway.
months. I feel like it's going to take you longer.
Rude. It might. But right now, the 2 that I'm listening to are Your Soul's Plan, which actually that one came recommended by Yadira.
What is that? Oh, you know
really
what?
good
I
one.
started reading that. I have 8 hours and 14 minutes left.
Ooh, I'm down to an hour and a half left.
All right. This book is provocative. What is talk about this book?
Is it?
I think so, that you get to choose your own.
Well, okay, right. Like coming into it, you have to have, not have to have, but like I'm coming into it already with the belief that we are all reincarnated and that we come back
Mhm.
over lifetimes and we have a soul network. And so if you don't have that same mindset, you're pretty much going to disagree with everything that's being said in the book because it already goes on that assumption that we are here multiple times. And the premise of it is that it's looking at the plan that we put together before we
Mhm.
go into the next lifetime. And the souls we interact with, our soul network, and we kind of have these negotiations, if you will, and conversations in determining what kind of challenges we're going to help each other get through and what lessons we're going to help each other with.
What's interesting and jarring for me about reading the book is coming to opinion that we choose our own pain, our own level of pain in order to get a lesson out of it.
Yeah.
And it is predetermined that you are going to go through this pain so that you can get the lesson.
Yep.
And when you don't feel like you've gotten it in this scenario, you pick a different scenario.
Yep.
And it's like, oh. It's the choosing the pain to me that is jarring because there's this level of responsibility that it's like, or blame, it almost feels like to me. Like,
Really?
yeah, you chose this, so
Oh,
you better get the
wow.
lesson.
I feel it almost the opposite. I feel it's very freeing. It's freeing in knowing that this thing is not going to completely break me. There's a purpose for it.
Mm-hmm. As long as you get the lesson. If you don't get the lesson, then sure, it's a, it's a. But I guess because look.
So that makes me go into a challenge thinking this is intended to teach me something. What is
Yes.
it? So I have that lens on it saying, okay, what am I supposed to learn from this? Instead of being like, oh my God, this is so horrible. It's like, okay, well, what is it that I'm supposed to take away?
That's true. I mean, I get that part. And look, I got 8 hours left. So clearly I'm not in it all the way. But the lessons that they give, like there's a lot about somebody choosing to live through the AIDS epidemic as a gay man and dying with that. And the lesson that you get out of that. It's very provocative in that way. To me, it's like, wow, you chose this. Now, I don't know how he ties it in a nice bow at the end to make you feel free, but I didn't get free yet. I'm not to that point yet.
Well, I think that's just
freeing.
my own mentality anyway about it because I already had this like sense and feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this book for me is confirming a lot of the things that I already kind of thought. And it's giving me actual examples because what he does in the book is he works with the person around, for example, the man who chose to have AIDS in his lifetime. He works through with their spirit guides and he uses mediums and their spirit guides to kind of explain the why and the how. And it also speaks to the souls of the closest people around the person. So the mother, the significant other, all these different people. And they get together to explain, yes, we chose this thing. And, this is where free will came in. So choices are involved as well. But like, it's giving kind of the behind the curtain a little bit on why these things happen.
Yeah.
But again, if you already don't have the kind of belief system that allows you to accept that, then I feel like you're going to be really frustrated with this book.
Yeah. It's not frustrating. It's just very interesting because the other question I'm asking at the point I am at the book, I need to go pick it back up because I haven't read it in a while. But it's like, to what end? To what end am I using, am I learning these lessons? And for what reason? To become a more evolved spirit?
Yes.
Okay. I got to, The Soul's Plan, it is on my list of books that I have not finished reading.
That's a good one.
What else is there?
It's a good one. So as I'm listening to that one, I'm also listening, I just started not long ago, The Heaven and Earth Grocery Store by James McBride, which I love him as an author. He's a great author. Love him.
What's the name of the book?
The Heaven and Earth Grocery Store.
Is it fiction or nonfiction? What is it?
Fiction.
Okay.
And it's set in Northeast Philly in, I want to say like the 1940s, maybe 40s, or if not 60s. But anyway, about a Jewish family who is living and working in a predominantly Black neighborhood.
Cool.
I'm about 3 chapters into that. And so far, it's a good book. And I'm also reading, I love like short stories, like essays, collections of essays. So right now I'm reading The Memory Palace, which is started as a podcast, which I've loved for years, like a bunch of short stories. And yeah, like maybe like 30% through that one.
All right. I wanted to read more fiction this time around, even though The Matriarch is not fiction. Because I read I'm looking at these books on my list. So I read The Message, The Let Them Theory, The Power of Regret, King, before that. And so I was like, okay, light.
Yeah.
And then I read, I started, because I always wanted to read Octavia Butler. So I started off reading, what was the first book? It's with a K. I forgot. Kindred, yes. Started with that one. Was going to read Parable of the Sower. Didn't get to this yet. I don't know. I feel like that's not the kind of fiction I was kind of looking for. It's not light fiction.
Right.
I was like, this is kind of light fiction.
Right.
Octavia Butler, not so much. But maybe it'll give me insight onto what's happening right now, today. And hopefully it has a happy ending somewhere. Maybe the next book. I don't know. Anyway, so, all right. So a lot happening in the summer.
Yeah.
Roberta, you're down there in DC where you've been occupied. Have you been asked for your papers? Like, what is happening in DC? Tell me, prepare me. I'm up the road from you. What can I expect?
Right. So it's interesting. My position and my perspective on it, and it made me realize how much privilege I have because I don't interact or deal with that nonsense directly a lot.
What is the nonsense that you're referring to? You don't deal with what nonsense?
Well, with the ICE agents and the police and all the things that are basically coming through to quote unquote clean up crime in DC. But it's really just a takeover of Black and brown neighborhoods. There have been at this point, I think, a little over 100 arrests, but it's been just as you see in other states and in LA specifically, it's people rolling up in unmarked cars with masks on, with no identification, just grabbing people. There was a story from, I think, 2 days ago of them doing that and like snatching this one guy off of his moped, like a delivery guy, and it being like a violent thing. And yeah, these people are grabbing people, throwing them in unmarked cars and taking them to who knows where.
So I guess what I'm, so that's been happening. So that's been happening for the last couple of months. I guess what I don't understand about these raids, I'm like, do they know which person they're looking for? Or are they just looking for Hispanic?
Right. It's Black and brown. So it's that. And then it's also going into Black neighborhoods. So for here, it's like Southeast mostly. And incorporating these like curfews and checkpoints and asking people for
curfews and check.
Yeah. Well, first of all, DC already had a curfew. So if you were a minor, if you were like 17 and under, you already could not be out in the streets to pass, I think it was like 10 p.m. or 11 p.m. So that was already here.
Do people abide by it?
No, not really. But there was no enforcement, to be honest with you. There's little enforcement. Now people getting stopped. And also not just people, not just minors. It's everybody. There's
So you
different
can't be out alone, or you can't be out, you can be out with a guard.
You can be
somebody
out,
that's
but
over.
it's not consistent. You can just look like you're a criminal, whatever that may look like, and you're going to get stopped.
Yeah, that sucks.
So yeah. And so the thing is that what I've seen in DC is the typical like DC response. We're first of all, we're not ready for that. And by ready, I mean like we're not ready to be organized resistance. So the things I see on my social media, and maybe just a reflection of people that I follow, is like, these are the books to read about resistance, or these are the things that, and I'm like, no, we need to like figure out how to be organized and be unified and push back on this as a collective. But also again, like realizing that I have privilege to like not have to be directly on the front lines unless I choose to, and to the extent that I choose to, because I'm not really in a position. I personally have not gone through a checkpoint or anything like that.
Right.
So it makes me both feel a sense of relief, but also makes me angry on behalf of these people and want to do something, but I just don't know what to do specifically. So it's a dissonant space that I'm in personally, but
yeah, you have the privilege right now. I mean, I think what people have been warning us about is that, yes, it is starting with a certain group of people, but eventually it's going to be all of us.
right.
You know, it's going to be all of us. And that's what I wrestle with. It's like, well, what do you do? So I don't hate people who are like, oh, here's this book you should read. Yes, we should all be reading the books, but then how do you apply it?
Exactly.
And I think I said this before on the podcast. I am torn about whether Black people should be the first people on the line, putting themselves on the line, going out protesting, being the ones that are arrested, because number one, we're going to get the worst treatment. I almost feel like they are waiting for us. They're baiting us to come out and do a Black Lives Matter, 2020 part 2, so that they can escalate, right? I think there is that. I'm like, they're just waiting for us to do that. And so there is a hesitation on my part to see Black people out there being the ones who put ourselves on the line. Number one, we did that already.
Right. No,
we did that already. We made not we, but our ancestors did that already. We made the progress and y'all took it away. So I feel like, people who really have privilege, which are white people who have privilege, they should be on the front lines because this is also impacting them. It used to be like, yeah, that's happening to you over there, but it's not just, ICE is just one thing, but taking over your city impacts everybody, right? That taking away Medicaid and Medicare, that impacts everybody. Not getting the amount of funding you need for your city after you pay all these taxes, that impacts everybody, unless you live in a red state where they just basically ignore you and say you can just continue to exist in the way that you have been, right? There are no improvements for you, but we'll leave you alone. So that's the space I'm sitting in. Like,
no, I agree. I think we need more of the sandwich guy. I don't know if you saw that video.
Why did he throw a Subway sandwich at them?
So, well, first of all, the before part was like he was yelling at them, right? He got I don't know if he was drunk or what, but he was heated. He had enough.
But throw my sandwich. That's not
what just happened to be the thing that he had in his hand was this. I guess he just came from Subway. Ooh, it's so funny to me, but I mean, I get it. But he was just so frustrated. He just threw it. But he knew in that moment he fucked up. So he just took off running. It's just so funny to me. Anyway. So
also, did he get more, or is he going to get more or less time than the person who threw a shoe at George Bush? That's what I
don't even know how much time that the shoe guy got. But so I
think a sandwich is less dangerous. So I feel like.
So it doesn't matter. So this is the thing that everybody's like talking about here about that. Because of course, again, we got to nerd out and break everything down here. It's considered a felony to assault. So that was an assault, regardless of what the weapon was. It was an assault on an officer. And so what people are saying is, well, first of all, he lost his job. He worked for DOJ. And so,
they were going to fire him
He lost his job there, but he was arrested, but then he was later released, and the judge debating the validity of it actually being an assault. And that's when people are saying, well, the actual weapon should be a part of the consideration. Either way, for DC people, he's a hero. Like people here are putting him up there with Luigi.
What?
Oh yeah.
First of all, why is Luigi up there? He did kill a person. I mean,
well, again, like this is talking about the state of our country and how divided in how we in need of leadership we are. Leadership
Actually, I
from
feel like it just shows what a joke we are. Like,
well, that and the thing I think I sent you the other day about the ice commercial, which is actual, like it's an actual commercial.
first of all,
First
that
of all, the
video
baby
was
needs to sue
crazy.
them and send them the cease and desist order for using their music.
And the comments were like, "Oh, this is hard. This is hard. Sign me up
Right.
for ICE." I'm like,
Right.
"Wow, y'all really
Right.
falling? Y'all really falling for it? Please be bots, please." I think you're bots, but I don't know.
It's scary. It's scary. At the end of the day, like it's scary at how much of a joke our whole system has become. And I don't know if this is like people have said before that this administration and this person, which I don't even want to say his name,
Mhm.
is like I feel like we're in that phase right now of everything becoming so ridiculous to the point where it has to tip somewhere. And like
It's
that
dangerous. Well, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous and stupid, and you just like, wow, these idiots are running the country until something major happens, right? Until
well, that's what I'm
there's a
saying. Like
yeah.
something is going to have to tip in some direction. Don't know what. Hopefully, it's not violent. Everybody, the people that I talked to, was just like, we're going to get to a civil war. Like we need to be
I don't want to.
preparing ourselves because they've been ready on the other side.
They have been. That's why they just give away guns like 2 for 1. That's why. I mean, yeah, it is scary. I do, look at the times. I'm like, oh, what kind of world am I releasing my kids in?
Right.
Like, I'm about to be one of those parents who's like, the kids can never leave the nest. Like, y'all, let's all just stay together.
Which is not great either. The fact that they have been around this kind of nonsense pretty much their whole lives.
Yeah.
And they're not, I mean, it's not like they are unaware of what's going on. I think especially for the kids that are like your kids' age, like they're teenagers-ish that are coming up on college age, they literally, their first pieces of conscious awareness of this country was President Obama.
Yeah.
And so you go from that and that, kind of like what that puts on your mentality, especially as like a young Black person.
Right. Thinking you can be everything.
Thinking you can be everything and there's all this hope in the world. And then going through, you know what I mean? Like the last...
and it's like, never mind, you actually can't. You actually should not try.
So
and
honestly,
we're going to keep
I
you from
think they
trying.
may be better prepared than we were. Like our minds are being blown right now because we've seen so much more. Our conscious awareness goes back to the Bushes and seeing everything
Before.
play out from then to now.
Reagan even. Yeah.
And even Reagan to some extent. Yeah, dependent. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think I and maybe I have more trust because I don't have kids and teenagers or whatever. But I think the kids might be okay.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like they said the kids are going to be all right when they talk. I mean, because how does a generation of boomers, when you think about the activists that boomers were, right, raise a generation of racist kids who, how did our generation become the people upholding white supremacy or believing in these beliefs? How did our generation become the one propping up a Donald Trump? That's why I'll be like, yeah, the kids are all right until when? Right? Until they have to get out into the world, till the world beats them up. Where does it all go wrong? The kids are all right now.
Right.
Do they stay all right? No, because how do we keep going backwards if the kids stay all right? They don't.
I don't know. I think that's a continued raising of them and, continued steering in the right direction and supporting. I think that our generation is a lot more resistant than the boomers were. I think that's going to be a part of it. I think that's a good thing. And it's going to be a part of it. I don't know. Listen, I can't speak on any of this shit because I would never thought that we would be where we are right now.
Correct. We're supposed to be making progress. We're going backwards. I mean, quickly. Where did July go? Where was June? We're about to be done with August. And Donald Trump has only been in office for 8 months. Somebody tell me how to math. That math ain't mathing. Because I swear I feel like he's on his 3rd year. How does that happen?
I don't know.
Anyway, I don't want to edit this too much, Roberta. So we said we were going to be quick. We're already 30 minutes in.
I know. All right. This is supposed to be a quick little summer update. Now we talking about the state of world affairs.
It's going to be a full-fledged podcast episode.
No,
It's all
and
good,
also
though.
I don't want to dedicate any more time than I need to that mess of a
Please.
man.
Let's end on a good note. You talked about wanting to hear from the listeners, people who listen to this podcast. So, Roberta, tell them about your idea.
So, well, we have been talking amongst ourselves about our goals for this and what it is that we want to see and create and continue. I think we have been talking a lot about the line between educating and entertaining and also building community and being more interactive with people. And so, I wanted to take our conversations out of just you and I and really ask people who are listening what they want. So I was thinking about putting together a survey, a very quick survey, to gauge people's interest in different things, from actual topics and things that we talk about
Yeah.
to whether or not be interested in any kind of interaction, whether that be virtual or in person in the DMV area. So yeah, and maybe that's a part of both of us, coming from research
Yeah.
backgrounds in our grad studies, but the first thing I thought of was, so let's hear what the people have to say.
Yes, we want to hear what y'all have to say. Let us know what we should be doing. The survey will be quick, right?
Quick, like
It'll
I'm
take
thinking
less
like
than 5 minutes.
5 or 6 questions, like real quick.
Yeah.
But yeah, so haven't exactly figured out how we're going to put that out. Probably,
Yes, we
on
have.
social
It'll
or
be quick.
something.
We'll do Survey Monkey. We'll
Yeah,
put the link online. Can y'all take it?
there you go.
That's it.
So so while we're on summer hiatus, we'll do that and incorporate some of those insights into the next season.
All right. Thank you, Roberta. Thanks for checking in.
Yes, yes. And hopefully, yeah, we still got some summer left. So we can still eke out, another book. We can actually I'm leaving today to go up north, going to Connecticut for a few
Oh, nice.
days. So that's still travel.
Yeah, we still got a week, and then we got up until Labor Day, really. I mean, even though my kids go back to school on the 25th, and then you got extended summer, like we in DC, so we get that little extended
Right, the
summer
weather's still
in
gonna be nice.
September. Yep, it's
Yes.
still gonna be nice. Let's make it do what it do for these next few weeks.
Do what it do.
Thank you guys for checking in, for listening, and we will see you next time.